While celebrating the success of the electric F-150, Ford's CEO Jim Farley took a quick jab at Elon Musk and the Tesla Cybertruck, but we've also learned that the Lightning is delivering some bad news to the future customers. State of Charge host Tom Moloughney, who recently got himself one of those, will join us to make sense of it all, and we're gonna start right now. Welcome to E4 Electric, where we expose the truth behind the electric car headlines. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything moving forward. Ford has reopened the reservation list for the all-electric F-150 Lightning with one big difference. But before we get to that story, let's talk about Ford's CEO Jim Farley, who wasn't holding back the fact that his shiny electric truck has delivered to almost 5,000 customers in all 50 states, including our own Tom Moloughney, which made it the, well, I'll let Jim explain.
And I have to say, the shining light for us at Ford is this beautiful Lightning made right down the road in Dearborn, right here in the state of Michigan, already the leader of all EV pickup trucks in our industry in the United States.
Fair enough. Very powerful statement. I personally would just hold for applause, maybe take a victorious sip of water, but that's not what Jim did.
In our industry in the United States. Take that, Elon Musk.
Oh, snap. Now, you, mister, better get ready to be destroyed by Elon Musk on Twitter once he finds out. He's going to... wait. What? Thanks, but I already have one? You're not using Twitter correctly, Elon. I mean, if everyone's gonna post such moderate and reasonable responses on Twitter, no one's gonna want to buy it. And yes, we get it, you have one. But one, that's kind of the point Jim Farley was making. Now, don't get me wrong. I've heard that prototypes are easy, but production is hard. Now, who said that? Oh yeah, it was you. Over a year ago. Now, to be fair, the reason Ford was able to get ahead of almost everyone is because the Lightning is not really built from the ground up as an electric truck. It's a conversion from the current gas-powered F-150, which is much easier to do, but let's give credit where credit is due. And everyone loves the Lightning. Even my friends, Will and Marty, who run one of the biggest Tesla fan clubs on the West Coast, the Tesla Club SoCal, got one this month, and they are as Team Tesla as it gets. But neither the Cybertruck, if it does come out next year, nor the Lightning is still probably going to end up the best pickup truck on the market by the end of the next year. The Chevy Silverado EV, unlike the Lightning, built on a dedicated electric platform, will most likely beat it in pretty much every single spec category. And for many months now, you could not even reserve the Lightning because Ford has shut down the reservation queue after 200,000 trucks were reserved, and I thought, why would you do that? Don't you want to have more than 1 million of those, like the Cybertruck? Well, now we know the answer why, and I'll tell you all about it in just a second, but before that, a quick reminder that this video is brought to you by Electrify America, the largest public fast-charging network in the US that provides the freedom for all EV drivers to go where they need to go, including coast to coast. Find stations, start charging, track and end your sessions all from your smartphone with their mobile app. Download their app to find hundreds of locations and sign up for their Pass Plus membership for discounted charging sessions. Get started using the link in the description of this video. So, once again, you can get into the over 200,000 reservation queue to get your F-150 Lightning. I'm assuming by your retirement party, but there is one thing that is now different about the reservation page, and that's the price. Let me do the math for you. That's why I got my fancy calculator watch. It is indeed $7,000 more for the starting price. Well, all the cool kids were doing it. Rivian, Tesla, Lucid, and now Ford. However, unlike Rivian, and it looks like probably Tesla, anybody who reserved the truck at the original price will get it for that original price. I know, crazy, right? So kudos to Ford for not screwing its customers at the reservation process. See, that happens at the dealership once you see their markup. And unlike some other legacy manufacturers, Ford is not hiding their electric offerings. Check out this shameless plug in the form of a super cheesy music video on Jimmy Fallon a few weeks ago called Junk in the Frunk. And that followed by Jimmy's visit to the Ford's factory where the Lightning is made this week. By the way, in case if you didn't know, there is an interesting connection here. You see, the late comedian Chris Farley is actually Ford CEO Jim's late cousin, who, much like Jimmy Fallon, grew to fame as an SNL cast member. For more, we turn to the host of the State of Charge YouTube channel in a brand new F-150 Lightning owner at a sweet, sweet original price, Tom Moloughney. All right, Tom, so let's talk about Jim Farley, Elon Musk thing first. Now, is Jim Farley, by default, now that Herbert Diess is in between jobs, is he by default the alternative to Elon Musk, the alternative voice to Elon Musk as far as the automaker CEOs are concerned?
Yeah, I don't know if he really elevated himself to the Diess level within electric vehicle enthusiasts like we are. But, Ford's doing a lot of good things and he's kind of vocal at times. So, I don't know if we're going to have another Diess, let's say, initially. But if there was an audition, I guess Farley would be auditioning for it now.
All right. Now, listen, it was fun to watch them. It looks like, in good, for now, in good faith, throw jabs at each other. But, is this good for the consumers? Is this good for Ford customers and Tesla customers?
I don't know if it really materially is good or better. It's fun. I think we enjoy watching the CEOs kind of go back and forth, and it feels like they've got some, vested emotions in this, and it's not just business. So, I think it's fun for us to sit back and, laugh over. I just don't think we should take it too seriously.
All right. Agreed. Now let's talk about some serious stuff. Ford F-150 Lightning, which you are one of many owners of, went up in price by $7,000. Right? It was $40,000 or $47,000, and all the way up to the pricing structure. Surprised? Angry? Happy? What's your take on that?
Well, nobody likes to hear about price increases. And I certainly, even though I already took possession of mine and I didn't pay the price increase, I'm not happy to see that the price went up, not at all. But let's be realistic, Alex. The supply chain problems that are happening globally, inflation is about 9% over the last 12 months. We're paying more. Go out and buy a steak at a restaurant now. You're paying much more than what you were paying last year. Everything's gone up. So that has to trickle down to the cost of these vehicles. And I think Ford launched the F-150 Lightning with very thin margins because they really wanted to hold the line on the price and make it comparable to their gas F-150. Now that the prices went up 10%, they were probably underwater with the lower trim vehicles. I think they're still making money on the Platinum and the Lariat, but on the lower trim, the Pro and the XLT, maybe the Base, they were probably underwater on it. So this was inevitable. It had to happen. It's not price gouging. Companies are entitled to make a profit. And in this current environment, I think that was the only way that they can get above water.
Now, listen, forget about electric trucks. Chipotle meals have gone up. Let's talk about real problems in my life. So, okay, listen, inflation, I get it. Now, I know you've produced multiple videos on your channel, and people should definitely go and watch, and you're working on another one about your F-150 Lightning, but it looks like a lot of comments are about, well, of course they're increasing prices. They're going to get the sweet $7,500 tax credit that's coming up. What do you say to those people?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of comments like that already. Some of them on my article on Inside EV, some of them on State of Charge on my YouTube channel. And honestly, I understand why people would react that way, that, it looks like we're going to get a revised federal tax credit for about $7,500. The average price of the Lightning went up $7,000 to $7,500. Oh, wow, look, big bad automakers taking the money and shoving it in their pocket. But it just simply isn't the case. You can't draw from one line to the other. First of all, the Lightning already qualifies for the federal tax credit the way it is now. So it's not like they're getting something they didn't have before. And secondly, with these new revisions to this tax credit, I don't think the Lightning is going to qualify for it next year with the battery components and the mineral sourcing and so forth. So, that makes no sense. I understand why on the surface people will say, oh, we're funding Ford, we're putting money in their pockets, but that's completely wrong. It's not the case. The facts don't align with that.
Now, listen, what Jim Farley suggested was right. I think the F-150 Lightning is basically kind of the leader of the all-electric trucks that are on the market right now, right? Now, even with the Cybertruck hopefully coming next year, it looks like the Chevy Silverado EV, in my opinion, will be the king in terms of specs, with longer range. Now, they said that their starting price was going to be $40,000. Should we expect them to raise that as well?
Yeah, and I know you said let's not talk about the Cybertruck, but you have to, because that base one was 40,000 also. So that 40,000 number was a target for a lot of manufacturers. And my guess is that Chevy, yes, will raise the price, and so will Tesla. There will be no $40,000 electric pickup truck.
All right. Do you expect the Cybertruck to actually come out next year?
I think that at some point in 2023, some of them will be produced. I hope it's tens of thousands of them. Listen, I have a reservation, but I don't believe that's going to be the case. I think towards the end of the year, we're going to get a limited production of them, maybe hand built, just so Tesla can say that we have them delivered in 2023. I mean, they've done that with their cars in the past, and then it takes them 6 months before they're really producing in volume. And this is such a unique vehicle with the different type of manufacturing and materials used. I'm not surprised. So my guess is, yes, they're going to make some of them, but not volume production in 2023. We'll see. I hope I'm wrong.
To be honest, Tom is very rarely wrong. And to verify that, check out his channel. I put a link to it in the description of this video. All right, looking forward to all of your comments. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.